Hello everyone, today I will be introducing my grandmother's new racehorse, Fire Queen. She is in Pantavian, so not the usual thoroughbred, but man, she is fast. There's an upcoming race happening in a week, and I'm going to be working with her. They just bought her, supposedly she was a great racehorse and race ready, but that isn't the case. I feel that awareness needs to be brought to sellers not being honest about their horse's issues. Although she is beautiful and very, very fast, she's feisty and doesn't listen to basic age, which are important even to racehorses. On the first day, I decided to lunge her to see how responsive she is in a halter. She was pretty good. She had random bursts of energy, which can be bad in a race because she'll tire easily. I decided to put the tack on and lunge her in gear. She did not like that at all. She just galloped round and round. I took that off when I could slow her down because I don't want to give her negative ideas about the tack. I took her out into the large arena to try some liberty because she just runs and runs, not thinking about what she left behind. I got into the big arena and just took everything off of her. She ran away along the fence and I just sat still on the ground. For about 20 minutes, she sat still and looked at me. She took off towards me and I was scared she was going to run me over. I fell over and she stopped right above me and sniffed at my pockets for treats. I laughed and gave her some pets and treats. We did some liberty, we just kind of clicked. Once I felt we were bonded, I took her back in. Day one was good and it gave me a sense of her fears, and I think we bonded pretty well so I can start working with her on other things. I would usually take a few weeks to bond, but we are on a timeline and she seemed pretty curious. Today, I need to get on her. I was not that scared because I had seen the sale video on the rider and she looked very good, but she could have just been drugged. I got her all tacked up and we went into the round pen just in case she decided to run. I wanted her to have less space. I put pressure in the straps and leaned on the saddle. She seemed cool with it, but once I sat down, she froze and I could feel her tense up. At least she didn't run, I said, way too soon. She bolted and ended up jumping over the super tall fence. I fell off and thankfully someone was there to help me up. I knew she probably didn't go far, so I walked around to find her. I found her down at the beach. She stayed still while I grabbed her bridle. When I walked her home, I realized my ankle was in a lot of pain, so I did something that was probably stupid. I got on her to walk back. I think she felt bad, so we calmly walked back to the barn. I put her in a way and went to ice my ankle. I got Queen early in the morning and we went for a bareback trail ride and even had a short gallop. When I got her, she seemed calm and I put a bozo on her. We went over to the red string trail and went up to the top. It was so beautiful. We galloped on the field down to the stables and it was amazing. We both felt so free. Although it was hard to get her to come back when she did gallop, she still did. I gave her the rest of the day off in the field for grazing. Today I tacked her up and decided to do some flat work because although racing is a discipline, it requires other skills. I tacked her up and went into the large arena and she was really good and we did a nice smooth routine. She did have her moments when we were practicing. I did a short test and at the end a few people watched and they said it was really good. Her trot and walk were great, but right when I cant her, she feels the need to take off. Her self-control was high and I wonder why she ended up a racehorse. Today I decided to do some jumping to work on her rushing and leg placement. We went out to my favorite cross-country area in Fergo, and surprisingly enough, Queen was terrified of the jumps, and honestly I couldn't get her over one for 30 minutes. She would stop, spin, and bolt. I did end up getting her over a smaller wooden fence, and then the larger ones, but I wanted her to get over a log or root. She had a lot of fear, and most horses look for confidence in their rider, but Queen just wanted to do it all by herself. So I let her. I took out my lunge line and lunged her over a few cross-country jumps, then I went over them on her. She was great, and it helped me figure out more about her. Today I trailered out to the racetrack and walked her around the jumps and stands and make loud noises like on the race day. I rode her around everything and I decided to take her on the jumps but not go over them. I didn't want to rush her because I was staying the night and I had time tomorrow. She was really good and I was kind of surprised. I thought she would be more afraid. They were having practice lots today because this was a young horse race. Most of the horses have never been in the race or haven't placed in one. I took a slot, and when I got there, I was so excited. She was so good yesterday, I was sure she would be good today. I had warmed her up before over in a field. I had 2 runs, and that was all I had time for. I lined her up at the start gate and asked the guy to start it. The start gate flew up, and Queen spooked and bolted in the other direction and made it pretty far. I got her back under control, and I went back to the manager to start it again, and Queen froze, but I decided it wasn't an option for her to run away, and she actually listened and took off around the course. She was rushing, and I probably should have controlled her, but I was so glad she made it under the start gate. I took her back and galloped to where we were staying. I groomed and bathed Queen early in the morning for the race. I put her colorful tack on and warmed her up. I was going to watch the race, but I saw Queen's reaction to the jockey. My grandmother saw it too, so she decided she needed someone else to ride. I ended up riding her for the race. I lined her up at the start, and the start gate went flying up, and I lost hold of my reins, but Queen ran anyway, and I thought she was going to run out, but she just kept going in the same pattern without needing my control. We went around, and I could see the finish line, and we crossed it, and the crowd burst out yelling and cheering. We had won! Overall, that was one of the best experiences in my life. My grandmother decided to keep Fire Queen and take that as her personal horse. I was kind of surprised, but I knew they had a special bond. I really felt special to have had that experience. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.